I'm sorry. I don't have enough faith for them to add artifact loadouts and this in the same update, okay? Okay, so Skirk 5.7, we're all here. They're about to show the animations and talk about what she does. I am very excited, honestly. I think just if she's done right, it's possible this character is my favorite. So let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, they give her a cool animation. And yeah, she's sitting there. So this is idle animation, obviously. The music is utterly insane. All right, listen, you can't have wolves be rolling up. Those are so weak. We have moved past this so much. So there's her normal attacks. I mean, she attacks with a spear. Okay. Oh. She's got... Hold on. We already have to pull... What? So she's attacking with this spear-looking thing. Is probably what her weapon will be, right? So she'll probably be spear. Okay. But then, you know, she just... she snaps it in half. She does like this weird... Oh, did she change... Or she changed her outfit? Yeah, because Skirk's outfit is white normally. So when you... this looks like an E skill more than a Q, right? It'd be a lot more flashy if it was a Q skill. It would be weird if this... I mean, it's possible that it's a Q skill and they are not showing the animation, but I doubt it. So she snaps the polearm in half and then just goes, okay, sword and sword mode, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and then she gains like a little cape too. Okay, yeah. By the way, if you didn't see, she had a giant rift behind her, so she just quite literally ripped through the fabric of space. Sure. Loving the character so far. She has animations. She's not... Hold on. She's not hit... Okay, that's cool. So does she float? So she's float... That is her burst animation. What? So just a little bit of floating. She's floating like a dolphin. Not sure how much I like that. And then that. Okay. Okay, we'll learn about the gameplay overall. That's insane. That's really good. Her animations are really good. Let's see what she's like on gameplay wise. All right, Skirk's elemental skill will enter 7-phase flash state. So this is what we call 7-phase flash state. I don't know. Listen.
Skirk doesn't use a vision. Her powers come from the abyss, but in the interest of blending in, she camouflages it to appear cryo-like in nature.
So, appear cryo-like, it's possible that she doesn't react. It'd be interesting. However, it's also possible that Skirk, lore-wise, is so broken that she can sort of make visions. It's possible she could just do that, right? She could just do that. Let's go ahead. Oh, there's a sword. So she's sword user, and she turns it into a scythe like Arlecchino. Well, Arlecchino's polearm. How's this work? Oh, that's her charge. Okay, this is really good. I really like the animations here. They really did a good job. They just break the fabric of reality on every single one of her animations, apparently. So you tap her elemental skill, she floats around, right? Oh yeah, she's got double swords now. Oh, and oh yeah, here's Night Soul, by the way. Here's Night Soul. It's the same thing, right? I guarantee it's gonna be the same gimmick. And yeah, we'll see. And then yeah, this just got this, man. That's so cool. So there's just acting like it is cryo. So I'm assuming she just froze this guy. So it's exactly like a vision. Skirk is just able to create visions. That is what we're seeing here. She's created it. I mean, the lore guys are gonna go crazy. Yeah. Also, by the way, this would have been a character that they would have saved if they wanted to do an abyssal energy. So, stop saying that there's gonna be another elemental type. We don't need one. Okay, increasing elemental or interruption resistance is good if it's a good enough one. We want Raiden and Mavuika's interruption resistance, and I think Skirk is definitely, obviously, the level of character that would get that. If we're being entirely honest, Skirk's a character that's going to get that. I don't even doubt that this is Raiden or Mavuika's interruption resistance. Okay, so you do So she's not necessarily stuck to freeze, but obviously, you know, you want to use freeze because freeze is the easiest reaction and best reaction here to trigger it because, well, and you have Miss Coffee now. So Miss Coffee's just going to massively buff, you know, Skirk here with her cryo damage. And it's realistically, you're not going to want to run Geo, you know, Animo or Electro with Skirk. But if you don't have Miss Coffee, it's possible that you could go looking for other characters like this. So you use your charge or your burst to absorb it. Let's see. Okay, so this is how you want to do it, I guess. The only thing, though, that I see is so basically what they're saying here is that if you absorb, you know, Void Rifts, you'll gain, you know, normal attack damage bonus. The only issue I see with Skirk is that you want to absorb the things, but you don't want to use your burst to absorb them, I'm assuming, because the normal attack effect will stop applying for 6 seconds once you do that with your burst. So I don't know. We'll see, but this is a very non-synergetic artifact for a character that was supposed or should be in the top tier of the game. We'll see how her rotations look. Maybe it's possible that her burst is 6 seconds long. It's not because we've seen her burst, but maybe it's possible. Or maybe it's possible I completely have forgotten how that artifact set works, and it's 6 seconds until you start doing normal attacks, then it goes ahead and, you know, does the other. So this can be all right. I mean, okay, we actually can see a bit of her AoE though. We can see a bit of her AoE because you can see here, and then that guy gets frozen on top of him. So yeah, not bad. So holding her elemental skill is sort of like an Arlecchino charge attack. I don't think that you're ever going to make use of this, if I'm being entirely honest, because all you have to do is charge attack or burst, and then you'll get this. So it's an okay ability. I think they more did that for, you know, movement purposes for the character, since now every single character has a movement gimmick. So that's probably why they did this. I don't really think this is going to be useful, just judging by it. This is the best burst animation by far in the game. She's literally ripping through the fabric of space, coming down and smacking the enemy with their sword. And then it turns into a claymore. This character uses every weapon except a bow. This is insane. She's got to use a bow somewhere now. She has to. Oh, okay. They're setting up Skirk to have some support potential, I just realized. Go ahead and listen to this and hear what they're saying, and we'll see. I think they want her to kind of be a support sometimes.
Mental burst to deal consecutive slashes of AoE damage.
I see. So she's a unit you can keep on the field for a long time, or take out when you need a sudden burst of damage.
Okay, yeah, so it seems like they want her to sort of be a Mavuika style support, so we'll see if that ever comes in handy. I mean, maybe, you know, double cryo Mavuika, where, you know, you have the pyro applied, you come down with Skirk's burst, she does like 700,000 damage. That could be a new best team for Mavuika, if I'm being entirely honest. It's possible. Sorry guys, but it does seem like when a Hydro cryo party member deals their corresponding elemental damage. Okay, so actually no, you just have you know, Fiorina probably in the team, and it'll probably work. Yeah, she'll get more damage based. Oh, why? Oh, wait. Oh, that's insane. I got so bummed out because I thought it was this passive, and they were saying like, oh, it's gonna work like, you know, Miss Coffee, and it's only gonna work, you know, depending on how many Hydra and cryo characters you have. However, again, listen to what they say.
And if your team is comprised entirely of Hydra and Cryo characters, your party members' elemental skill level will be increased by 1.
Whoa,
So elemental skill level. I don't think I need to remind everybody, but I will. Fiorina uses elemental skill. Miss Coffee uses elemental skill, and Shinha uses elemental skill. They all get that buff, and it's a substantial buff to them. So yeah, they designed Skirk in sort of that fashion. That actually lines up perfectly, because like Yelan does not get the elemental skill buff, right? But she does do a decent amount of damage, and it's 2025. She does do a decent amount of damage. She would have to vape, and you're not going to be vaping on this team. Okay, actually kind of insane. We're seeing Skirk and Shinha. So not a character I recommend people summon for. Shinha's gotten a lot more relevance, but there are just better character, or not better, but replacement characters that make it not so bad. I don't think summoning for a 5-star specifically for Freeze, that's not Miss Coffee or, you know, Skirk, is a good idea. I'm just gonna flat out tell you guys that, because looking at these event rush banners. So yeah, beyond this point, I'll be reacting sort of 5.7 as a whole, but Skirk's, you know, portion of reaction is done. Although, man, that splash art I did not get justice done with that splash art. This looks, the full splash art, man, it looks so good. I am, yeah, this is gonna be a fun time. Dahlia is in phase 1, so Skirk mains, you know, I'm not reacting to him, honestly. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's gonna be good. I don't think he will be. I didn't look at his kit. I skipped over him, so he could be like insane, could be another attack buffer, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So she uses a sword. I don't know why, because it feels like she used a weapon, like a polearm. I mean, I guess we didn't. I guess we would have to go all the way back here to see when she was normal attacking against that one guy. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like she was using a polearm, so yeah. So, Mavwika and Emily. Emily's not useful. I'm gonna be honest, she's useful for Kenich. That's it. Don't summon for her, please. Mavwika, though, is gonna be insane. There is a chance, because of the way that Skirk is worded, you're not gonna get elemental skill level, but there's a chance that, you know, oh hey, Miss Coffee and stuff, if you're Mavwika, you know, Mavwika here, she's pretty insane. Simple as that. I'm surprised see Lolly's not partnered with her again. She's basically coming next update. Is guaranteed what it is. She's first half next update. There's no other option. She's first half next update. So we have all this, and we're seeing, you know, Mavwika, but Mavwika, please summon for her, please. She is above the rest of the game. The only character that could possibly, you know, rival her is Skirk, and I don't know if she's gonna do that. I hope she does. Maybe I do, but you know, I don't think that she's gonna be like super like, I don't expect Mavwika to be like, oh, she's complete, you know, bad. She's bad, you know, next to Skirk. Like, Skirk's so much better. I don't expect that to happen. I don't. So it seems like we're getting a free Sethos. Not really crazy. Sethos is like not even in my top 10, you know, understood characters, because there's just no reason to. Like, oh wow, he's a DPS. He's 4-star. It's not like gaming where it's like, oh my god, this guy's hitting 300,000. No, he's not doing that. He isn't. And then yeah, I don't know what else we're looking at. What is this? New permanent challenge event. All right, hold on. Okay, I've seen very little of what this update had to offer. I've seen YouTube thumbnails, because somehow I got recommended Genshin stuff, and then, you know, I've seen basically people saying it was positive, and the reruns. I have seen that Mavwika and Emily were getting reruns. Wait, what? Huh? What? Reward settings. So you changed the reward. There's no way they're gonna let you do this infinitely. Where's the attempt limit? Where is it? Oh, there's a match button. I can see that there's a match button. I hope that you don't have to match. That would really suck. You might only be able to get this once. It might be a one and done thing. So here we are. You can get any artifacts, hard difficulty or higher, so you have to do that. After completing each battle, you claim corresponding rewards from selected domain of blessing. There's no way that they let you do this infinitely. If they let you do this infinitely, this completely changes the game. This absolutely changes the game. There has to be an attempt limit. Otherwise, we are completely changing the way we build characters, basically. Oh, okay. You still do have to use resin. That's where it comes in. Then what's the point of that? What is the point of that? Because I guarantee, if we're talking about new permanent high difficulty content, let's see what it does when it uses 20 resin. If it gives them like 4 artifacts, then this is a completely new way to farm artifacts. But, you know, so let's see. Show us. Well, it does have a little gift icon. It's possible that we get stuff. I don't know. But seeing that we only get 1 reward still, yeah, this isn't amazing. Okay, so it is better. You want to farm your artifacts this way. This is insane so this can absolutely change the way that we do. If this is what seems like it said, artifact enhancement, all you have to do now is craft an artifact, use your Dust of Enlightenment, right? If it has 4 stats, honestly, don't roll it if it has 4 stats, genuinely, or if it doesn't have 4 stats at this point. Because if you can craft one, it has 4 stats, and then you can pick what it goes into, I mean, you can quite literally make an optimal build because you're already guaranteed 2. You seem to be getting 2 per update here. And what, 4 updates, you're going to have a perfect character? Possibly. You know, you would want other substats like, you know, Mavwika needs EM and stuff, right? But for a character who only wants like crit rate or crit damage, right? Like, you know, Skirk. Or Skirk doesn't want, or I guess she might want like attack percent, HP percent, whatever she scales off of. She might want that stuff. So you would probably also want to weigh on that. But you're gonna have a near perfect character if we do this here. You can do it afterwards. You could do this afterwards? So does it still have a chance? Hold on. It still has a chance to mess up. It still has a chance to mess up. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, there are definitely artifacts that I have that I've done this to. So this is even better than what I thought, because now you get to level up. And let's say you miss one roll. You miss one roll. And, you know, I don't know, it's possible. Well, no, it did give a minimum, right? So you keep the 3.9 there and you keep whatever there. You probably wouldn't be able to re-roll like low rolls, right? So we got, this guy got 5.5 crit damage. Is that possible? I don't know, but he got very low crit damage on that roll. It's not great, you know. Oh, wait, there's another one? There's 3? Yeah, that's insane. That's so good. Oh my God. I wonder, how would it work? It's got to work differently on a artifact that had 3 substats. At this point, if you roll an artifact that has 3 substats, I mean, you're not dumb for doing it, right? There are certain artifacts that have 3 substats that's like, okay, yeah, you want to, you know, have that. But you're never going to be able to have it be that peak. And the peak is actually reachable. Like, the peak of the artifact is actually reachable now. This is, oh, dude, Raiden mains, I feel bad for them because, I mean, they're going to have like 5 different, like, you know, substats that they got to mix and match. And if they accidentally, you know, or they don't get the right one, man. Yeah! Hold on. This is me, baby. Whale. Let's go. Huge. Hold on. They had it in the battle pass. Wait. Oh, so you get 4 in update. 4 for free to play, 5 for, oh, I get 5 in update. I get 5 in update. Oh my God. Oh my God, please, Hoyo, don't screw this up by making it only usable once on one artifact, please. That would suck so badly. Please don't do that, Hoyo, please. I'm sorry, I don't have enough faith for them to add artifact loadouts and this in the same update, okay?
Travelers will be able to claim 2 Dusts of Enlightenment directly from their in-game mailbox after
7! Dude, I'm gonna have a perfect Mavwika build after this. Guys, dude, hold on. This is so good. What? Dude, like, look at this. I mean, this is already good. Like, you can't really change much on this, but like, you know, this, get away from that attack roll. Give me another crit rate roll or something, right? You know, get away from that, you know, attack and EM and give me crit rate. Just give me crit rate. You know, that, like, I get the EM, but whoa. This one I probably would need to raise another flower with, but oh my God. Oh my God. I could get this thing. Look at this. Hold on, wait. So we go from having this, you know, with, you know, just, you know, low rolls and stuff, and then I can get this thing or this thing, or no, not nothing. But this thing is super good, right? I just need to get 1 roll out of it. Well, actually, maybe it's not that good. Maybe it had 3 substats to begin with. Yeah, this is one of those things. 3 substats is gonna kill you. Yeah, it is. But I mean, man, this is insane. I'm getting 7 next update. Dude, anniversary. We're gonna have the anniversary and we're gonna get like 10 in that update. Because they clearly do not consider this nearly as valuable as the Sanctifying Elixir. They don't. Because the Sanctifying Elixir, you get like 2 in update. This is insane. Okay, so one I wanted to say here, look at this. So it's basically the Imaginarium Theater buff, but it says during the challenge. I do wonder, because if they do this with Imaginarium Theater, is it possible that they could stack up? Could they stack 40% HP attack and defense onto their character? That would be insane. The character for that update would genuinely be very much so better. I mean, you look at them in that update compared to another update that they wouldn't be buffed in would be insane. We already, see a little bit of that with the, extra 20% HP on some of these characters when they get it. I mean, it can work, right? I'm going to assume that they just don't do damage for, purposes, but I don't like how this guy is not going either. Like, showcase purposes, I really don't like how this guy's HP isn't going down. I don't like that. They've got dire difficulty. Okay, just figured I come back here, and yeah, you need 3 teams now. It's going to be tough for the newer players. Well, the newer players just aren't going to complete this. I'm going to be honest. It makes sense for how insane this is. If I'm being entirely honest, it makes sense for how insane the rewards are for this. Again, 7 of those things. It makes sense. It does. It truly does. One thing, though, is like, even a whale like me, I'm scared that I might not complete this super easy. I am. Because, again, the rewards are insane for this. Dire difficulty. And I just looked at a little bit of the buffs. It seems like it's, the combat events that we get. So I'm scared, and it's definitely going to be a situation of we'll see when it comes out. Okay, I think that is it for this video. The news, this is probably the biggest Genshin Impact update we have had. We have, Skirk, a very important lore-wise character, so the lore people are happy. We have, our new artifact system, which is something we've needed for basically ever. I mean, at this point, if I'm getting 7 an update or 5 an update, but to 7 amount, and like, maybe we'll see how easy it is for free-to-play players to actually beat the new event. We'll see. I'm scared with my C2 Arlecchino and Mavwika, right? So I'm not like, super, oh wow, I'll beat it, super easy too. Hopefully I will. But if I don't, then that means they definitely are designing this event around C6 characters, which it makes sense if I'm being entirely honest. The only issue that I see with that is that you have to allow for some way that other people will be able to complete this content, and the content constantly refreshes and gets stronger. So I don't know how big of a fan I am of the way that this works, because we'll see how strong it is, obviously. But in Dokkan Battle, right, a very loved game by me, it's been out for 10 years, it's survived basically everything. It's a very good game, and their content never goes away. So it'd be nice if there was a way where, this new event, right? I forget what it was called, but the new, Stygian Onslaught event, rather than, it's going to reset, it just instead is like, okay, we're going to save this one. We're going to save this one. It'll just have levels, and eventually we'll be at like 70 plus levels, but it'll be fun because 1, you can go back to the older levels, and 2, you'll be able to use like newer characters to beat the older levels, so the free-to-play players can eventually clear it. However, with the way that Genshin works, they just reset and you're never able to go back to those previous levels. So I am worried that, if this is too difficult, even for me, it's going to be an issue, right? I think it might be. Because, if like free-to-play players can't beat it, then yeah. But I want to point out that... So all you have to do is do Fearless. Fearless is the maximum reward. They did hint at possibly another reward though, but if you're able to do Fearless, you get most of the important stuff. Dire prestige gain, no limits, you'll earn additional 5-star artifact. So, okay, this is genuinely something that you need to do. Instead of farming artifacts with domains now, you need to farm for 120 dire prestige. You need to do that from now on. From now on, if you're farming artifacts through domains, you're dumb. Because you're losing out on the artifact. You're losing out on the extra artifact. Unless it's like a weird way of like, it's a randomized box of artifacts, but you'll get an artifact of your selection, right? Didn't seem like it was like that, but, Actually, no, it did kind of seem like it was that, right? Because as we can see here, how do I get this down? So as you can see here, you could switch them, but yeah, see, like previously, yeah, no, you can see it is the correct. So you could see, you could also switch it while you're about to claim it. So you can switch and then claim. Hopefully it'll, save. And that's it. You do see the correct artifact does come out from this thing, right? We can skip ahead like 5 seconds, and it'll be like, yeah, we have the correct artifact set. So it's you farm basically in here now. You don't farm the normal way. You don't. So yeah, easily the best way to farm artifacts now, getting extra. This is such a needed change. Like, now we get more artifacts. We're going to be able to get better artifacts. Genuinely, Genshin, thank you. This is what we've needed for a long time. We'll see if artifact loadouts truly come. I mean, I don't want to say I called it, but I am very certain that I said around the 4th year anniversary, they're going to start being more generous. Just saying. I'm pretty confident I said that. I am... previously, because we've had a lot of anniversary fiascos, I'm pretty sure that I said that within the 2nd anniversary, and I said, 4th year anniversary is where I'm targeting that they're going to start being more generous. They give us a free 5-star selector, just saying. Go back to my videos, and on like the 2nd anniversary, you'll probably see it, right? So, yeah, that is all we have for today, though, because I mean, all we have. This was insane, and like an immensely insane thing. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to even say, oh, I just reacted to Skirk in this video, because the massive news of this, just all of this, is insane. And if they add artifact loadouts in the same update, this is going to go down in history as the best, like, Genshin update. I genuinely don't understand how I saw a comment earlier today, literally today, and they said, it was kind of a mid-update. Do you hear yourself? I'm assuming it was just bait or something. There's no way that someone looks at this with rational thinking in their mind and they say, it's all right. It's all right. No, this is utterly insane. Absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.